Loud men like to compete, whereas wins without competing. That's why most loud men stay stuck, and men that are with calmness and stillness always win the game with leverage. These are the reasons why. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why calm men always win the game without competing. Number 1 reason why loud men try to be seen is because they try to compensate. Whereas calm men, they position themselves strategically and win with leverage. That's the number 1 key thing, because they know if you have the strategy in the right place with the right timing, positioning, you're gonna win without competing. Just like Rockefeller says, right? Positioning and having the strategic thinking, that's how you win the game, not by competing. Yes, which one is the second one? The second one is, if you think argument is gonna win you most situation, then you're making a very terrible mistake. Because a lot of people, when you try to argue with them, they don't argue with logic. They argue with feelings, especially when it comes to dating dynamics. As we all know, most women argue with feelings or emotions. They don't argue with logic or rationality. So once you engage in an argument with a female, you're already lost, because you are in lane Z, so you're in different angle. So you can't win an emotional argument with logic, and that's the mistake most men do. So once you understand that, once the woman wants to create an argument, you keep calm, you keep quiet, let her talk. When she's tired, then you put sense into her head. That's how leaders do. You engage in an argument with her, you're already lost, because you're not going to win. All you're going to do is escalating the situation. That's all it is. Once you know that, as an alpha male, as an apex male, a sigma male, you keep your calm and composure. The third one, right? Loud men react, whereas calm men calculate. Why is that? Because calm men understand a simple logic that if you want to win the game of life, you have to literally be able to know how to calculate situation with proper timing, right? Speed and timing will beat so many situations to your advantage. Yes, loud men, they use strength, they use arguments, they use loudness, because they believe if they try to argue using brute force without skill or calculation, they're gonna win. And that's how most loud men lose. Yes, brute force is not always the answer. Strategy, skill, timing, positioning, these are the skills you need in order for you to win, right? Using precision. Once you have precision with your calculated timing, precision and calculated timing, guess what? You have a great advantage. Which one is the fourth one? The fourth one, loud men chase attention, right? Why is that? Because they want to prove something. Whereas calm men build leverage. They move in silence. They move quietly. Whereas loud men, they try to use noise to compensate for what they lack. That's the reality of the situation. So which one is the fifth one? The fifth one is, when you try to argue with men that are loud, they're not going to listen to you, because they believe if only they try to dominate the argument with loudness, if they try to be loud over you, they outtalk you, they're going to win the argument. And in most cases, as we all know, women are good at this, right? They believe if they're going to argue the situation, they're going to win. And most men behave like females as well. I've been in a situation where this guy, I went in the restaurant, I sat there, for some reason, the guy was threatened by my presence, right? He said, I don't like the way you're looking at my missus, blah, blah. Cool, man, I don't even have time for this. I'm not even paying attention to you. And then along them lines, he started escalating the situation. Looking at her, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, my friend, my missus is outside. It's coming soon. There's no point in me looking at your one. And then within a couple of minutes, because I was waiting for my missus in the restaurant for us to have brunch, and then eventually my missus arrived. I just kept my composure as I'm talking to you, as I was talking to him. And then it was going on, and I just kept quiet. I didn't say a word. He was talking. And then at some point, he was even making a scene. Other people were looking at us, standing in front of me, trying to create a scene prominently. In me, I just kept my cool. I know I can be dangerous if I want to. I realize there's no need. Some buffoons, right? No good men will try to put you into a situation because they will have a point to prove. Maybe he's trying to prove to his missus that he can be ruthless or he can be dangerous or something. For me, I just kept my cool because I know where I came from. If you want to be dangerous, I can be properly dangerous. He doesn't know the kind of person he's dealing with. So I just kept my calm. I wasn't even arguing with him. I didn't engage in an argument with him. He was talking. And I just kept quiet. I was just looking at him like he's a nobody, he's a brat. Because he was behaving like a female. And then his missus was telling him, leave him, why you care about him, let's continue with what we're here for, blah blah. And he was insisting. Like, some people get triggered by virtue of your presence. They think you're gonna take their missus or something along the lines. I wasn't even interested. I wasn't even paying attention to them. And then subsequently, my missus arrived, and my missus was proper. He literally closed the. His missus pales in comparison. So, and then he was so down, like he regretted his actions. I saw it in his face, but he was so ashamed to come say sorry to me that there's no need for me behaving like this. Because if you have a woman like this, there's no need for you looking at my woman. I just kept my cool. I knew he regretted his actions, but I just kept my cool. I didn't say a word, so I just kept it calm, as I always do. And then we ate our brunch, and then we even left before then. And then he was looking at me. I wasn't even paying attention to him anymore because there's no need for that. And most men, what would they do? They want to prove a point. Let me put it this way. Some people, if you want to fight with them, you already reduce yourself to their standard. It's just like if a dog bites you, bite the dog to prove a point that the dog shouldn't bite you. Some people, they don't even deserve your energy to argue with them or to engage in a fight because probably you have a lot to lose. Let's say, theoretically speaking, that person provoked anger, right? Because that's what they're looking for, arouse anger from you. And once you become aroused with anger, and then eventually maybe hit them or you did something to them and maybe they lose their lives, guess what? All your plans, all your mission, all your purpose is behind. You have to deal with a situation now that you don't want to deal with. So when you think about those things, allow the emotions to get them carried away. You as a man, you should always be composed, be calm. That's why when you're talking about calmness, there's some situation that doesn't require you to be calm, right? Some situation require you to scream, for you to be even proactive or be preemptive, right? There's no need for it. You're composed. Life is not about one size fits. Some situation requires you to be hostile, for you to be ruthless, yes, for you to be more dangerous, per se. In most cases, you don't have to. Some things can be avoided. If the situation can be avoided, why won't you avoid it than regretting your actions after performing? Yes, you as a man, being composed, having that calm in it will help you a lot with women, with men, with society at large. Most men don't want to deal with the reality of the situation. They believe if only you can talk with strength, with vigor, you can shout, you can scream, and things, right? But at the same time, your calm, distinguishes you from most people because people will feel the presence. Because when you talk about power, leadership, it's not about you screaming on top of your lungs to prove a point. You don't rule people by knocking on top of their heads to respect you. You don't demand their respect by being cruel. No, you're not a good leader if that's the way you move. A good leader is respect. He doesn't demand it. His actions, his performance will make people's respect without even demanding it. That's what we are talking about.